In 2016, a strange fear swept the globe. It didn't come from a movie or a book. It came from your own backyard. This is the true story of the Great Clown Panic. It was late August 2016 in Greenville, South Carolina. The air was thick with the last gasps of summer heat. But something else was about to descend on this quiet town, something much colder and far more sinister. It all started at the Fleetwood Manor apartment complex. A single, bizarre report came into the sheriff's office. A resident claimed to have seen a person dressed as a clown, standing silently at the edge of the woods that bordered the property. Strange, but maybe just a prank. Then another report came in, and another. This time, it wasn't just a silent figure. Children started telling their parents about clowns whispering to them from the trees, trying to lure them into the forest with promises of money and candy. Imagine being a parent and hearing that. The fear was immediate and palpable. One boy told deputies he saw clowns with flashing green laser lights in the darkness of the woods. Another resident, a woman, said she saw a large clown with a blinking nose just standing under a streetlight, waving at her before vanishing. The management of Fleetwood Manor sent a letter to all residents. A stark warning: clowns were trying to entice their children into the woods. They urged everyone to keep their kids inside after dark and to call the police immediately. They were a national headline. The phantom clown panic had begun, and no one knew where it would pop up next. What started in South Carolina didn't stay there for long. The story was just too bizarre, too perfectly terrifying to ignore. It hit the internet like a wildfire. Suddenly, clown sightings were popping up everywhere. First, North Carolina, then Alabama, Georgia. Within weeks, reports were coming in from over 24 states. Social media became the ultimate amplifier. Every new post, every grainy photo, every shaky video clip added fuel to the fire. Facebook pages like Clown Hunters exploded overnight, racking up hundreds of thousands of followers. People weren't just scared anymore. They were getting organized. On Twitter, the hashtag #ISEEACLOWN was trending. This massive online attention created a feedback loop. Was every sighting real? Absolutely not. Copycat pranksters, seeing a chance for viral fame, started donning their own creepy masks and terrorizing neighborhoods. False reports flooded police hotlines, making it nearly impossible to separate real threats from hoaxes. The line between reality and fiction was getting seriously blurry. Schools became ground zero for the panic. Threats made by accounts with clown profile pictures led to lockdowns. Police departments issued official warnings, urging people to stay calm but also to report any genuinely suspicious activity. What began as a local spooky story had morphed into a nationwide hysteria. A digital age witch hunt with clowns as the boogeyman. The panic was officially viral. What started as a weird online trend quickly spiraled out of control. The line between creepy online posts and real-world danger blurred and then completely disappeared. Suddenly, reports weren't just about sightings. They were about assaults. People dressed as clowns were allegedly chasing people with weapons. In turn, people started fighting back. Vigilante groups formed, and anyone in a clown costume, regardless of their intent, was seen as a threat. There were actual physical attacks on people just for wearing clown makeup. The fear was real, and so was the violence. This is when things got even stranger. A counter-movement called Clown Lives Matter emerged. It was started by professional clowns to highlight that their livelihood was being destroyed. These were performers, entertainers for children's parties, not monsters lurking in the woods. They organized peaceful walks to show they weren't a threat, but the damage was already done. Bookings plummeted. Some clowns reported losing up to 80% of their income. The panic was literally taking food off their tables. The phenomenon became so huge that even major figures had to weigh in. Horror master Stephen King, the creator of Pennywise, tweeted, "Hey guys, time to cool the clown hysteria. Most of them are good, cheer up the kiddies, make people laugh. Even corporations got involved." McDonald's had to make a statement, announcing they would be scaling back appearances of their famous mascot, Ronald McDonald, to avoid causing any more fear. Think about that. The panic was so intense it forced one of the most recognizable characters in the world into hiding. It was the moment the 2016 clown panic reached its absolute peak. A bizarre cultural fever dream that had tangible and sometimes terrifying real-world consequences. So why did the world suddenly become terrified of clowns? The answer is complex, a perfect storm of psychology, media, and modern technology. First, the psychology. Coulrophobia, the fear of clowns, is a recognized condition. It taps into something called the uncanny valley. The uncanny valley is the feeling of unease we get from figures that look almost human, but not quite. A clown's painted-on smile hides their true emotions, creating a sense of distrust. We can't read their intentions, and that makes us nervous. Their exaggerated features, the giant shoes, the wild hair, the red nose further remove them from a normal human appearance. They exist in a space between reality and nightmare, and that's a naturally scary place for the human brain to be. Then, you add the ultimate accelerant, the internet. In the past, a local scare might have taken weeks or months to spread. In 2016, it took minutes. Social media platforms like Facebook and Twitter acted like gasoline on a small fire. Every local sighting, whether real or a hoax, was instantly shared, reposted, and amplified across the globe. A rumor in South Carolina could become headline news in Australia within hours. The internet didn't just report the panic. It actively fueled it. The algorithms are designed to promote sensational content. The more clicks a clown story got, the more people saw it, creating a terrifying feedback loop of fear. Local news stations, eager for clicks and views, jumped on the bandwagon. By reporting on every minor clown-related incident, they lent a sense of official credibility to what was largely a social media phenomenon. The line between a real threat and a viral trend was completely erased. But just as quickly and mysteriously as it started, it fizzled out. As Halloween 2016 approached, the date everyone was dreading, the sightings began to drop off dramatically. The narrative had reached its peak. The meme was getting old. The media, having exhausted the clown angle, moved on to the next big story. The public's attention shifted. The clowns, no longer in the spotlight, vanished back into the shadows of the web from whence they came. The fever had broken. So what's the legacy of the Great Clown Panic of 2016? It's a perfect and frankly terrifying case study in modern viral hysteria. It was a social experiment played out on a global scale. It showed us how quickly a strange idea, a digital ghost story, can take root online and spill into the real world with tangible consequences, from school lockdowns to actual physical violence. It revealed the power of social media to shape our perception of reality, blurring the lines between a prank, a myth, and a genuine public safety concern. It proved that a collective belief, even in something as absurd as an army of evil clowns, can create its own reality. It was a bizarre, unforgettable chapter in internet history, a story that serves as a chilling reminder that sometimes in the digital age, the scariest monsters are the ones we create and share ourselves.